Hi there, Kelvin Holiday here, and I just want to talk to you today about good quality research. In the medical profession, they've actually been using this technique around for a long time, and I've just done a little bit of an adaptation onto it that fits very well into the not-for-profit and business world. And it's called SBAR. ISBAR. Another one of those acronyms around, and let me just say what they are. It's about identification, situation, background, assessment, and recommendations. So let's have a look at them just briefly, each of them. And there's some resources down below here that'll be able to help you to unpack so that when you're doing research and you need to start to go through the process, whatever it is you're researching, if you just go through and identify these key areas, note them down, and it helps you with the keyword research without going off to Professor Google over there in that Google world. So the first one is identification. So you've got to ask yourself, what is it at the core? What's the real issue that I'm trying to address here? Once we identify what it is we're exactly after, we're only going to go for one particular key area. And so it may be that we're looking to do a new marketing campaign for a particular product or service, or do a particular area on our website or whatever it might be. We've got to do this one part at a time. And so we've got to identify what is this one piece that I want to go through and do some research on. And so let's just think about what is a target market or a group that I'm trying to reach. What does that one group look like? And we identify that one group. It might be males aged 30 to 35. So we identify who is the key person we're trying to communicate to. So once we've identified that, we go to the next one in our area, and that is the situation. What is the situation of that person we're trying to communicate with about? So what are the key learnings? What are the key pain points that that person is actually going through? And if we're trying to communicate to them and we know what their situation in life is, we can actually communicate a whole lot better. What we need to consider here, and when we're starting to think about the whole idea of a situation, is what are the key considerations and the outcomes that person might want to be looking for. So we've got this idea of identify what the areas are and the considerations of the situation. The third one is the whole idea of background. Once we actually know a person's background or the situation's background, what's the history of it? Where did it come from? What was the problem? And what are we going to try to work towards? So if we actually understand the background of a particular area or a particular issue, we can start to think about those keywords that are in there and start to do our research around that background. The third one is around assessing. Now we're starting to collect some data. We've got the identification done. We're understanding what the issues are about, what the situation, what's a bit of the background. We start to say to ourselves, okay, let's start making an assessment. Let's start putting some of these pieces together and maybe have to go a little bit deeper. So what are the other considerations? Is there a community situation here that we need to consider? Is there a commercial situation we have to consider? Is there a resource consideration? So when we make our assessment of this research and we start to test and measure what we're looking at, what is it going to be that we're going to start to focus on? And the last one, step 5, is now the recommendation. This is now your outcome or your to-do list that you're actually going to come up with as part of your research. Once you have your recommendations all written out, you've now got a project that you're ready to run with. You start to think about, have I got enough information here in the research I've done to make a significant impact into that place that I'm going to try and reach? So, SBAR. Identify, situation, background, assessment, and recommendation. These 5 key areas of research will give you a nice little structure to make sure you tick them off. Below us, a couple other check sheets and cheat sheets that I like to call them to help you to build some different pieces of research. It might be keyword research that you're trying to do for your website. I've got a couple of little tips and tools and everything down below here. Please click on the links below. It may be also that you're trying to set some goals. So what are you trying to achieve? You can use SBAR to be able to think about that, to identify what is the core message or the core thing I'm trying to achieve, and start to work through the SBAR system to help you even setting goals. I hope that's been helpful. I really want you to unleash and to really find how you can find your awesome in everything you do through good quality research.